A well-known Ottawa lawyer is voicing opposition to a seemingly new practice by Ottawa Police when it comes to the information included in their news releases. Lawrence Greenspon spoke to the Ottawa Citizen on this, arguing the police policy needs to be the same for all after police omitted a suspect's name in two separate releases sent to the media in June. And Lawrence Greenspon joins me now live here to take a closer look at this. So when this was brought to my attention initially, I said, oh, Lawrence Greenspon wants to make sure all the suspects are named. Thought that sounds odd that that's something that a defense lawyer is looking for. It's not that you want people named, it's that you want it to be the same for everyone across the board, and recently it doesn't appear to be.
Exactly. I've been fighting since law school to try and ban the publication of the names of people charged with crimes. And in fact, I've taken it to court on a couple of occasions, and freedom of the press has prevailed over the presumption of innocence. And we know that when a person's name is published or broadcast, the presumption of innocence goes out the window. So I'm very much been a very strong, decades now, advocate for not publishing the names of accused person. But given that that is the policy to publish names of persons, it's certainly not within the powers of the Ottawa Police to determine which names they're going to publish and which names they're not going to publish, whose lives they're going to ruin and whose lives are going to remain anonymous. So that's where the difficulty is.
Did you feel that it appeared as you were looking at the particular cases in which the suspects' names were omitted that there was maybe a bit of a pattern there, or a suggestion of a pattern? I mean, if this has only happened a couple of times, were you concerned that there were particular reasons why maybe they were choosing not to name the suspects in those cases?
Well, we were given some indication that this would re-victimize the complainant. In other cases, we were told it would be harmful to the person who was charged. I mean, these things are true. And they're the reasons why I've been fighting against the publication of names of accused persons prior to a trial and if and when they're found guilty. But it's not up to the police to start trying to decide whose name is going to be published and whose name is not, based on what might be good reasons.
I mean, it is sometimes a process that journalists go through as the next step when those names are released to us. Is there a benefit in publishing the name or not? You mentioned the primary concern in this, that you feel the presumption of innocence has kind of gone out the window, and certainly we're in a social media age as well, where there's very little control over some of what is out there. Is that your concern, that as soon as someone is charged with a crime, for a lot of people in the public, that means they are guilty of that crime?
It is very much the primary concern, and it's what I've argued unsuccessfully a couple of times now over the years, that in Canada, when a person is charged with something and their name comes out, they may as well be guilty, because they begin to suffer the consequences of being charged as if they were guilty. And that's a real problem. It's a problem in terms of the general public and the attitude towards other individuals being charged. In many certain instances, especially with sexual offenses, if a person's charged with a sexual offense, it doesn't matter what happens to them in court, because their lives are over from the moment their name is published in association with that kind of crime.
Innocent but forever tarnished. By
Exactly.
Just last one quickly to you. In one of the cases in which police did not release the name was to do with the vandalism of the Holocaust Memorial. Is there concern that because certain things are more politically charged, that maybe that's where there's some discussion?
I can't really comment on that one, because I'm a potential witness in that case. So,
okay.
I mean, there's the reasoning that the Ottawa Police, they're picking and choosing which names they're going to publish. It's interesting, but they don't really have the power to make that decision.
We did reach out to police this afternoon. Did not hear back from them today. I know they have in the past said that sometimes it has to do with mental health concerns, other concerns, but again, you're saying that's not their decision to make. Lawrence, I appreciate your time today. Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.